Hello and welcome back to our channel. Today we are going to talk about how to replace a bathtub drain. The bathtub drain is an important component that helps to prevent water from overflowing and damaging your bathroom floor. If you notice that your bathtub drain is not working properly or is damaged, it's time to replace it. Replacing a bathtub drain is a simple DIY project that you can easily do at home. So, let's get started. Step 1. Gather the necessary tools and materials. Before you start replacing the bathtub drain, you need to gather all the necessary tools and materials. You will need a screwdriver, pliers, a drain key, a new drain assembly, plumber's putty, and a wrench. Make sure that you have all the tools and materials before you start the project. Step 2. Remove the old drain. The first step in replacing a bathtub drain is to remove the old drain. Use the screwdriver to remove the screws that hold the overflow plate in place. Once you remove the screws, you should be able to pull out the overflow plate and expose the drain. Use pliers to remove the old drain. If the drain is stuck, you can use a drain key to remove it. Step 3. Clean the area. Once you have removed the old drain, you need to clean the area around the drain. Use a rag or a paper towel to clean any debris or dirt around the drain. Make sure that the area is clean and dry before moving on to the next step. Step 4. Apply plumber's putty. Apply plumber's putty around the drain flange. This will help to create a watertight seal between the drain and the bathtub. Make sure that the putty is evenly distributed around the flange. Step 5. Install the new drain. Insert the new drain into the drain hole and tighten it using a wrench. Make sure that the drain is snug and secure. Step 6. Install the overflow plate. Insert the new overflow plate into the overflow hole and tighten the screws using a screwdriver. Make sure that the plate is secure and snug. Step 7. Test the new drain. Turn on the water and let it run for a few minutes to make sure that the new drain is working properly. Check for any leaks around the drain and the overflow plate. If you notice any leaks, tighten the drain and the overflow plate further. Additional information. Let me give you some additional information about replacing a bathtub drain. Firstly, it's important to note that there are different types of bathtub drains, so it's important to make sure that you have the correct replacement part. Some common types of bathtub drains include trip-lever drains, toe-tap drains, and push-pull drains. Additionally, if you are replacing an old drain, it's a good idea to inspect the drain piping and replace any damaged or corroded pipes. This will help to prevent any leaks or further damage to your bathroom. When applying plumber's putty, be sure to use enough putty to create a seal, but not so much that it oozes out around the drain flange. You can use a putty knife or your fingers to spread the putty evenly around the flange. If you encounter any difficulties during the replacement process, don't hesitate to consult a professional plumber for assistance. They have the knowledge and experience to help you complete the project safely and effectively. Finally, it's important to remember to turn off the water supply to your bathtub before starting the project to avoid any accidents or water damage. And as always, safety should be your top priority when working on any DIY projects. Before you begin the replacement process, make sure to read the manufacturer's instructions for the new drain assembly. This will help you understand any specific requirements or steps that may be unique to the particular drain you are installing. If you are having trouble removing the old drain, try using a lubricant such as WD-40 to loosen it. Let the lubricant sit for a few minutes before attempting to remove the drain again. When tightening the new drain assembly, be careful not to over-tighten it. Over-tightening can damage the drain or the bathtub and may cause leaks. A good rule of thumb is to tighten the drain until it feels snug, and then give it one extra quarter turn with the wrench. If you are using a drain key to remove the old drain, be sure to use the correct size key for your drain. Using the wrong size key can damage the drain and make it more difficult to remove. If you notice any leaks around the new drain or overflow plate after testing it, try tightening the screws or nuts a little bit more. If this doesn't stop the leaking, you may need to remove the assembly and reapply the plumber's putty. Finally, if you are unsure about any aspect of the replacement process, don't hesitate to consult a professional plumber. They can provide you with guidance and advice to help you complete the project safely and effectively, and can also help you troubleshoot any issues that you may encounter. Remember, it's always better to err on the side of caution when it comes to plumbing projects to avoid causing further damage or creating a safety hazard. If you are replacing a trip lever drain, be sure to adjust the linkage properly. The linkage is the part of the drain assembly that connects the trip lever to the drain plug. If the linkage is not adjusted correctly, the drain plug may not open or close properly. The manufacturer's instructions for your new drain assembly should provide guidance on how to adjust the linkage. If you are installing a new drain assembly that has a different finish than your existing bathtub fixtures, consider replacing the other fixtures as well. This will help to create a cohesive look in your bathroom and ensure that all the fixtures match. If you are working on an older bathtub, be aware that the drain may be held in place with a large lock nut. This nut can be difficult to remove with pliers, so you may need to use a special tool called a drain wrench. A drain wrench is designed to fit around the lock nut and provide more leverage for removal. When applying plumber's putty, make sure to roll it into a snake-like shape before applying it to the drain flange. This will help to ensure that the putty is evenly distributed around the flange and will create a tight seal. If you are having trouble removing the old drain, try using a hairdryer or heat gun to warm up the area around the drain. This can help to loosen any adhesive or putty that may be holding the drain in place. If you encounter any rust or corrosion on the drain or surrounding pipes, be prepared to replace these parts as well. Rust and corrosion can weaken the drain assembly and may cause leaks or other problems. Be sure to test the new drain assembly thoroughly before finishing the project. Run water in the bathtub for a few minutes and check for any leaks or other issues. If you notice any problems, you may need to make adjustments to the drain assembly or call a professional plumber for assistance. If you're having trouble removing the old drain and you've tried using a drain key or lubricant, you may need to use a power drill to remove it. Use a drill bit that is slightly smaller than the diameter of the drain and drill into the center of the drain. This should allow you to break the seal and remove the drain with pliers. When applying plumber's putty, make sure to apply it evenly around the drain flange. If the putty is not distributed evenly, it may not create a watertight seal. You can use a putty knife or your fingers to spread the putty around the flange. If you're installing a new drain assembly, make sure to tighten it securely using a wrench. However, be careful not to over-tighten it as this can damage the drain or the bathtub. A good rule of thumb is to tighten the drain until it feels snug, and then give it one extra quarter turn with the wrench. If you're replacing a toe tap or push-pull drain, make sure to adjust the linkage properly. The linkage connects the drain plug to the lever or knob that operates it. If the linkage is not adjusted correctly, the drain may not open or close properly. Be sure to consult the manufacturer's instructions for your new drain assembly for guidance on how to adjust the linkage. If you're working on an older bathtub, be aware that the drain may be connected to a cast iron or galvanized steel drain pipe. These materials can be difficult to work with and may require special tools or techniques to remove or replace. If you're not familiar with working with these materials, it may be best to consult a professional plumber for assistance. If you notice any leaks after installing the new drain assembly, double-check the placement of the plumber's putty and the tightness of the screws or nuts. If the leak persists, you may need to remove the assembly and start over with new putty. Finally, if you encounter any unexpected problems or complications during the replacement process, don't hesitate to call a professional plumber for assistance. Plumbing can be complex and challenging, and it's always better to be safe than sorry when it comes to your home's plumbing system. Replacing a bathtub drain is a simple DIY project that you can easily do at home. By following these simple steps, you can replace your bathtub drain in no time. Remember to gather all the necessary tools and materials before starting the project, and take your time to ensure that everything is done correctly. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. And comment down below today.